Seneca once said, "While we waste our time hesitating and postponing, life is slipping away." Think about it. How much time have you lost to distractions, excuses, and delays? How many times have you told yourself, "I'll start tomorrow," only for tomorrow to never come? Procrastination isn't just about laziness. It's about fear, comfort, and a failure to control your mind. But what if I told you that the Stoics had the perfect system to break this habit? Stay with me until the end, because these 10 strategies will help you take control of your time and your life. And before we begin, don't forget to like and subscribe to help our journey grow and ensure you never miss content that helps you improve every day. Number 1, the illusion of the right time. One of the biggest reasons people procrastinate is waiting for the right moment. We convince ourselves that tomorrow will have more energy, more inspiration, or better circumstances. But the Stoics, especially Seneca, warned against this illusion. In letters to Lucilius, he wrote, "While we wait for life, life passes." Take the example of someone who wants to start a business but keeps delaying it, believing they need the perfect plan. In reality, waiting for perfection is just a comfortable excuse for inaction. The truth is, conditions are never perfect, and the right moment is always now. Instead of waiting, adopt the Stoic mindset of amor fati. Love your fate. Work with what you have, not with what you wish you had. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire amidst war and plague, yet he wrote meditations daily, proving that action can be taken in any circumstance. To combat the illusion of the right time, start with small steps. If you're delaying a workout, do just 5 minutes. If you're avoiding a project, commit to just 10 minutes. Action creates momentum, and momentum kills procrastination. The next time you hear yourself saying, "I'll do it later," challenge it. Ask yourself, if not now, when? Number 2, detach from emotions. Procrastination thrives on emotion. We don't feel like doing something, so we delay it. But the Stoics believe that emotions should not dictate action. Epictetus taught that we don't control external events, only our response to them. Think of a student who has an important exam but keeps pushing studying aside because they don't feel like it. If emotions were a reliable guide, everyone would be successful, yet the most disciplined people act despite their emotions. The key is to separate emotions from action. You don't need to feel motivated to start. Instead of saying, "I don't feel like working," reframe it as, "I will work no matter how I feel." This shift removes the emotional weight of the task. A powerful technique is the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins. The moment you hesitate, count down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and start immediately. This short-circuits your brain's instinct to procrastinate. Marcus Aurelius woke up every morning and reminded himself that duty was more important than comfort. If the Emperor of Rome could push past emotions, so can you. Number 3, mastering time through memento mori. If you truly understood how little time you had, would you still procrastinate? The Stoics practiced memento mori, the reminder that life is short and death is inevitable. This wasn't meant to be depressing, but liberating. It forced them to use time wisely. Picture someone who dreams of writing a book, but never starts. Years pass, and regret settles in. Seneca called this the greatest tragedy, wasting time on trivial things while neglecting what truly matters. To apply memento mori, visualize the end of your life. What will you regret? The hours wasted on distractions? The dreams left unfulfilled? The friendships neglected? This exercise creates urgency. When you realize that tomorrow is never guaranteed, you stop delaying. One practical tip is time blocking, assigning specific hours for deep work, free from distractions. Even if it's just 30 minutes a day, over time, this compounds into something significant. A clock is always ticking. The question is, are you moving with it or against it? Number 4, control what you can, ignore what you can't. Many people procrastinate because they feel overwhelmed. The task feels too big, the goal too distant. But the Stoics teach that we should only focus on what is within our control. Imagine a person who wants to get fit but keeps postponing because they worry about how long it will take. They fixate on the outcome instead of controlling the process. Eating better, moving more, training daily. Epictetus said, "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within our control, and some things are not. When you break a task into what's controllable, it becomes manageable. For example, if you're procrastinating on a big project, don't think about finishing it. Think about starting one small part. If you fear public speaking, don't think about the entire speech. Just focus on rehearsing the first minute. The moment you shift your attention to what you can do, the anxiety fades and progress begins. Remember, big achievements are just a collection of small, consistent actions. Number 5, stop negotiating with yourself. Procrastination often wins because we negotiate with ourselves. We give excuses, delay, and rationalize. The Stoics, however, believe in absolute discipline. They didn't allow their minds to control them. They controlled their minds. Think about someone who sets an early alarm, but then debates whether to wake up. The negotiation begins. Just 5 more minutes, and that 5 minutes turns into an hour. This is where procrastination wins, in the negotiation phase. The solution? Remove the negotiation. Treat tasks as non-negotiable. If you decide to work at 9 a.m., there's no debate. If you decide to write daily, there's no excuse. You act because it's what needs to be done. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work." As a human being, there was no debate. He moved because movement was life. If you want to procrastinate less, stop negotiating with your own excuses. Be the master of your mind, not its servant. Number 6, pain of regret is worse than discipline. It's easy to procrastinate when the consequences feel distant. Skipping a workout today doesn't seem like a big deal. Putting off studying for one more day feels harmless. But what seems small now grows into something massive over time, either success or regret. The Stoics believed in the power of premeditatio malorum, visualizing worst-case scenarios. Imagine yourself 5 years from now, filled with regret for the time you wasted. What did procrastination cost you? A healthier body? A successful career? A meaningful relationship? Take the example of someone who wants to learn a new skill but keeps delaying. One day, they see someone younger with less experience excelling in what they could have mastered. Suddenly, the cost of inaction becomes painfully real. Discipline is hard, but regret is harder. When faced with a choice to procrastinate or take action, ask yourself, what will I regret more, doing this or not doing it? The answer will guide you. Number 7, motion versus action. One of the most deceptive forms of procrastination is being busy without actually making progress. Reading productivity books, planning endlessly, researching every detail. These are all motion, not action. The Stoics taught that wisdom is meaningless without execution. Consider a writer who spends months outlining a book but never writes a single page. They feel productive, but in reality, they're avoiding the hard part, actually writing. This is procrastination disguised as preparation. Marcus Aurelius was clear. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Don't overthink. Don't overplan. Just do. If you catch yourself in endless preparation, challenge yourself. Am I actually moving forward or just moving in circles? Start with action. Refine as you go. Number 8, you need systems, not motivation. One of the biggest myths about procrastination is that you need to feel motivated to take action. The Stoics would argue that this is a weak mindset. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes. But systems? Systems keep you moving even when motivation disappears. Think about Olympic athletes. They don't wake up every morning waiting to feel like training. They have a system, a schedule they follow no matter what. Epictetus said, First say to yourself what you would be. Then do what you have to do. If you want to write a book, set a non-negotiable rule. 500 words every day. If you want to get fit, don't rely on motivation. Set a daily workout time and follow it religiously. Systems remove the need for willpower, making productivity automatic. If you've been relying on motivation, stop. Instead, build a system that forces action. Number 9, the 80-year perspective. The Stoics often used a technique called view from above, imagining their lives from a higher perspective. If you zoomed out and looked at your life as if you were 80 years old, would today's excuses still seem valid? Consider someone who spends their evenings watching mindless entertainment instead of working on their dreams. At 80, looking back, they wouldn't remember the shows they watched, but they would regret the time wasted. Seneca warned that people spend their days as if they have unlimited time, when in reality, life is short. Every hour you waste is an hour you will never get back. Try this. Whenever you're about to procrastinate, pause and ask yourself, if I were 80, what would I wish I had done today? That simple shift in perspective makes procrastination feel like a foolish choice. Number 10, be ruthless with your environment. Your environment is either helping you take action or pushing you into procrastination. The Stoics understood that self-control is not just about willpower. It's about controlling what surrounds you. Think about someone who wants to stop scrolling social media, but keeps their phone next to them. They're fighting an uphill battle because their environment is working against them. Instead of relying on self-control, they should remove the temptation. Put the phone in another room. Marcus Aurelius was a master of discipline because he structured his life to make focus easier. He didn't surround himself with distractions. He surrounded himself with purpose. If you want to read more, put books in visible places. If you want to work without distraction, remove notifications. Your environment should force you into action, not temptation. Procrastination is not just about time management. It's about life management. The Stoics knew that wasting time is the fastest way to waste your potential. If this video helped you, make sure to like and subscribe. And remember, action beats inaction. Every day you hesitate is a day you'll never get back. Start now.